On this page, we're going to use CloudSQL. This is Managed MySQL Relational Database Server. So in the console, it is here, CloudSQL, and you can work with either the API, and that's if you would do it programmatically, or it's under databases or storage. So CloudSQL, and what you would do is you would create an instance of a server, and then you would create databases. Now, rather than clicking through the console, we're going to use an alternative learning method to learn about the service. We're going to use a Google Codelab. So you can see that we have the number of steps over here, and this should take about 20 minutes. I'm not going to make a 20-minute long video. I'm just going to highlight the highlights of this. So you can see what the steps are. We're going to look at the setup and requirements. We're going to open the CloudSQL Web UI. That's this right here. We're going to create an instance, set a root password. Then we're going to use Cloud Shell, which you might remember from an earlier movie, is an alternate tool. It is an embedded terminal from a VM that is part of your environment. So I'll definitely show you that part again. And then we're going to load and query sample data, and we're going to delete the CloudSQL instance, and then we'll finish this. So I'm going to take us up to creating the database with Cloud Shell. I'll do these steps now and then restart the video at this point. So we have our instance, and now we want to turn on Cloud Shell, which you may remember from an earlier movie is a virtual machine that's integrated into your environment so you can run your scripting commands on it. And once you have Cloud Shell, then I'm just going to copy this gcloud command, and I named my instance Codelab 1. So I'm connecting as the root user. So here's the shell, and I had clicked this button to open the shell, and there's my instance. And of course, right now I'm in the terminal, and it's telling me that my IP address is being whitelisted. And then I'll have to enter the password, and I'll have a MySQL tool. So the next thing that I'll want to do once I get the MySQL prompt is to create a database called Codelab. So I'll copy this, and notice that I'm using a semicolon to end my statement here. I need to enter the password, and I'm in the MySQL prompt. And I'm typing create database called Codelab. Then the next thing that I want to do is I want to download the employee sample dataset. And I had to exit out of the SQL prompt. Then I want to unzip it. Then I'm going to create the database and tables and load the data. And of course, I named my instance Codelab 0. If you had a different name, you'd want to change that to whatever name you used. Okay, so I have to enter the password. And there the data is loading. And then we're going to run this query. And there we can see the result. And again, if we want to look in the console just to kind of get a sense of this, you can see in the console, of course, we have the database here. And there's our Codelab database and our employees database. And then what you would do is you would delete the cloud instance when you were done testing it out, because you wouldn't want to be paying for the service when you were done. So CloudSQL is often used for transactional systems because it is a relational database.